So what I'm going to show you here is some of the modification. I have this particular 3D model that I edited for an Odroid N2. And what I'm going to try to do here is figure out how we can make a copy or one of these that'll 3D print for the Nano. This is the Nano 2 gig version, I think, which is like $59. So this would be a really cool 3D print if I can get it to fit, make some holes and stuff. So, alright, so one of the things is I had to line up where I wanted this to sit inside here. Basically, over here, you want to make sure that the circuit board, right there where the cursor is not protruding past. You want it to sit back here. We'll also have to put some places to mount it in, little nubs inside there. But at the moment, my main thing was to make sure that this corner piece here, make sure you can see where, yeah, you can see it. Doesn't go past the back or nudge into the side here. But we also want to be able to reach that. So one of the things is, if I didn't do it already, alright, let's see, undo that. Oh, back. And back. Back. So, alright, so for some reason it's not going back anyway. Weird. Alright, so we're going to grab a hold of this thing and we're going to change the grid, not the grid, millimeters to 0.1. I'm going to rotate this. I'm going to use the arrow keys on the keyboard so that I can just nudge this in there perfectly. Forward a little bit. So I want it right there, not touching or embedding it with it. So what I want to do is I want to duplicate a copy of this, and then I want to turn that one inverted, and then I want to hold shift down, select the bottom, and then I want to merge these two. So it's going to take one of the images I had in here and merge it with the bottom and put some holes in here. As soon as it gets done doing that, I think it's still processing there. That wouldn't have a red line around it. Because I want to get an idea where these are. Okay, so finished making an indentation there. I should have technically got rid of this line here, but I don't think it did. It's very strange. Unless, oh, I bet it didn't do the top part. Anyway, whatever. Alright, so if we actually move this for a second out of the way, we go down in here. See how it left these indentions where we need cutouts. So also it left all this too, which I have to get rid of. So we're going to take like a blank block and we're going to bring it in here and put it over right here somewhere. We're going to lift it up where it's right around. We're going to take out this whole thing now. Release back to, let's take all this out. So what I'm going to do is take out this little slice a piece here. I tell it to merge now, I held shift, hit that, and I say merge this. It should chop out this piece for us. I'm gonna click over here so I can deselect. All right, cool. So we got rid of those pieces. That's what I want. Now we have an area that has this back piece, as you can see. There's HDMI. We could just cut out this whole bottom piece by taking a blank block here, lifting it up. So the circuit board looks like it might be in all the way over. Right there's the power for it. So let's go over here. Oh, I'm missing a piece here. So, all right, so let's scoot this over. All right. So there's a little sliver left there, and we want to make sure there's enough room for the cord or power thing. So we'll rotate out here for a second. Come on. There we go. So it's sticking out like that. So basically we select that and the bottom piece and we join these together. That should chop out that whole area. What we'll do is we'll re-add this board over here. And see how it lines up. 7 minutes. It's a really long process, probably be in parts and pieces, but if I can at least give you an idea what I'm working on, what I'm trying to get this board in there, and we'll get going. We'll do a 3D print, see what comes out, and kind of go from there. Then we'll take the real board, and but you can't see it's right here. I'm still waiting for this to process. Basically, I'm online through the internet. This is a browser version of AutoCAD, and it's processing on their server somewhere. Waiting for it to chop that out. That's the only thing, is you just have to be patient according to how complex the model is and what you're doing with it and all. All right, so there it is, like the bottom piece. Now we still have the top piece to mess with, but we'll worry about that later. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this in see-through. We're gonna take this, I'm gonna put it back over here. Scoot down here, so, and I think we had it like right around there. So we'll scoot over here and we'll right around here. Looks pretty good. So what we do is get an idea, look in the back to see if that bottom layer, there has to be a little bit of a gap there so that things will plug in. The bottom of the plastic of the plug has to fit. I might give it more than what's showing. Let's see, I haven't made that one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make another copy of this, put it over here. Because what we're gonna do now, the same thing for the top, sort of. The top, these three pieces don't have to have anything cut out the top. What we need to do is do this little nugget over here. So what I'm gonna do is bring in a cube. I'm gonna raise it up so that's not touching. And so let's just scoot over right around there somewhere. Then I'm gonna take this and scoot it over right around there, about half the distance of in between these two things. Be a little bit more right around there. So I'm not joining, I'm not destroying or touching any of the other parts at this point. So I'm going to turn this big piece back to a solid color. And I still have this cube that's a negative see-through color. So I'll tell it to I'm gonna hold shift at the top part. Now these two are selected. I say join together. And now it chopped that. Whoa, it chopped. Okay, let's undo that. I forgot to go in here, and I don't want to move it. I want to shrink this down. Yeah, so I forgot to make it to where it's not chopping out of that. It doesn't need all that extra. Okay, that looks good. So let's switch back around here. Hold shift down, hit combine, and chop. So you got these down here. Looks like there might be enough room in the bottom. I don't know, this one bothers me. I still think I need a little nugget out of the bottom. We'll have to continue on. I'm gonna hit stop for this a minute, then we'll start back up.